Welcome everybody to the Men Online meeting by KamaSundari and ManThreeDotZero. This is the first one of a series of Men Online meeting which will be organized by us. Today you can expect to hear some points of view regarding masculinity, regarding what it takes to be a man, what it is to be a man, practical exercises, and dialogue. If you have any questions or you want to share something with us. What masculinity is? Masculinity is the plus sign of the plus and minus polarity, is the polar plus sign, is the void, the median void, the nothingness, is the observer, it's the witness. It represents stability, grounding, erection, not only in a sexual way, but also regarding the posture of a man and his attitude. Consciousness, which represent, it's in relation with the observer and the witness, and it represents more than that. It represents everything that is in our being, the one which observes, the one which is aware. Also, masculinity is unchangeable, immutable. It's part of the stability and also striving for completion. What else masculinity is? Masculinity is direction, frame, firmness, sharpness when it needs to be manifested, firmness and sharpness in our life. That's a masculine aspect. As I said, nothingness. I posted today in Facebook The Nothing Box by Mark Grongor. It's a very inspiring video describing the man mind versus female mind. I recommend you watch it. It represents structure and it represents also transcendence in the Hindu tradition, symbolized by Shiva. And Shiva represents the transcendent aspect of the universe and also the transcendent aspect of the human being, the masculine aspect of any human being, and also the consciousness, the stillness of the universe, and the ultimate witness, which is an aspect of your higher mind, which is an aspect of you. It doesn't matter if you represent Shiva on the wall or on the screen of the computer or in any other place. Shiva, it's an aspect which is inside you. It's the way I relate to Shiva is towards inside. And not necessarily in a religious way, but also in a observing way. I'm observing this aspect inside of myself. David Aida says that there are 3 stages of man. The first stage is stage 1 man, which has a purpose, and he's doing everything for himself. He's also calling him like a macho jerk in a caricature way. It's, in a way, it's the selfish part of us, which is not at all wrong. It's just the first instinct, the masculine instinct to take care of ourselves. And I think that's important. Every man should have that. The stage 2 man does things for others, for family. He starts to develop generosity. He starts to become conscious. Stage 3 man, he's offering his deepest gift to the world. He is the detached giver, and he lives as a gift to the world. And again, as I said in the beginning, these are points of view regarding masculinity and what it is to be a man. And as also David Deida says, when we say man, we refer to the masculine aspect, which can be manifested also by women. So we are talking about men identified as men, women identified as women, but there are also other choices. So when we talk about men, we are generally talking about the men who are identified as men in their masculine aspect. Also in the book King, Warrior, Magician, Lover, Robert Moore and Douglas Gillette, they are describing, and we will see in the following slides, extensively the masculine archetypes, the king, the warrior, the magician, the lover, together with their opposite. We are not going to go in all the details. The way is described in the book is very complex and very, very insightful. The king, it says, that leaves a legacy, develops practical wisdom, becomes a mentor, and finds a mentor, develops the virtue for order, breaks away from his mother, develop traits of true leadership, establish core values, develop a life plan, protects the sanctity of his ideas, become decisive, avoid corruption, and lives with integrity. And these terms, they mean different things for different people. And we are not going to go in each and every one of them, but the king has a purpose. And I think one of the most important aspects for a man, it is to find a purpose in life. And David Deida says, if you don't have a purpose, find it now. It's very important for a man to have a purpose in life. Then the warrior does always something that scares him. He is decisive. He's not seeking exits. He's not seeking escapes. He's finding his core values, have a plan and purpose, and he's resilient, he's strong. He's developing loyalty, and establish and live by the core values. He's competitive. He's strong and disciplined. He develops habits and routines and takes up physical disciplines, for example, martial arts. Here, an important aspect is to develop habits and routines. In the Hindu tradition, this is called tapas. And this is something that we say we do and we do in a very short description of what tapas is. So you can take a tapas to break a match, to break a stick in two for, let's say, 1 week. And at the end of this, you have a sense of accomplishment. So you have a goal, you set a goal for yourself, and you do it. Of course, you can take other tapas. Depends on your interests in life. The daily practice, the yogis are having a daily practice called sadhana, which is their daily spiritual practice. Another aspect, another male archetype is the magician. He is committed to lifelong learning. He is meditating, creating more than he consumes, works with his hands, take part in rites of passage. He has a mentor. He is a mentor himself. He creates a sangha, which is a spiritual community, and he creates a sacred space. And here, you can create your sacred space in your own home, in your own house. It's also about the attitude you have towards the things that you do. Many spiritual traditions are talking about sacred and profane. Tantra talks about everything being sacred. And you don't have to be tantric to look at everything as sacred. You just have to have an attitude, a sacred attitude towards everything you do, towards eating, towards your work, towards your duties, even towards walking on the street. If you have an attitude of sacredness, of presence, then everything in your life becomes sacred. And the fourth archetype is the lover, and he cultivates the virtue of moderation, becomes fully present, finds the center of his bliss. He is spontaneous. He works out what his lover needs. The greatest happiness of a true lover is to make his beloved happy. Other types of masculinity are the businessman, the spiritual man, and the macho man. And these three aspects, you can find them in yourself. When in your life you act like a businessman, when in your life you act as a spiritual man, and when in your life you act like a macho man. These are needed aspects and wonderful aspects of the masculine. Another typology of men is the alpha man and the beta man. Sometimes in our life we are alpha, we are calm, we have a situation under control. And in other situation, we are just childish and distracted, which is more an attribute of the beta man. Also in close relation to the mind waves, alpha and beta. Alpha being a state of profound calm and meditation and focus, and beta being a state of action, agitation, and mental activity. Other types of men are bad boys and nice guys. If you saw the movies Bad Boys or The Nice Guys, you can see already what I'm talking about. If not, look in your life when you are a bad boy and when you are a nice guy. And these qualities of the masculine are more important than we think. Being a bad boy, it can be arousing for a woman. And being a nice guy creates the safe space for her to be safe with you. So both aspects are needed. And the art is to know when to choose to manifest as a bad boy and as a nice guy. There is a book for men. I think the title is No More Mr. Nice Guy. Some of us, they have the tendency to be nice guys. Some of us, they tend to be bad boys. In reality, nothing is absolute in this world. Everything is polar. There is no masculine without feminine, and there is no feminine without masculine. And yes, this is coming from the Hinduism, from the Tantric tradition, but it is also a reality in physics, in our lives. There is a stillness, absolute stillness is masculine, movement is feminine. Rajas is fire, is action, is taking action, which is masculine. But taking action implies movement, so it's never only masculine. And tamas is inertia, which is holding back its safety. It's a feminine aspect, but in the same time, stillness is masculine. So they interconnect. The masculine and feminine, they are always together. Shiva and Shakti are always together. Even in this picture behind me, you can see Shiva, and then on top of his head is the representation of Shakti. It's the symbol that they are always together, like yin and yang. They are always together. Yin inside yang and yang inside yin, like in Taoism. It's said that Shiva without Shakti is Shava, meaning dead. And Shakti without Shiva is complete chaos. In reality, they cannot be one without each other. Fire, it's a masculine aspect, it's movement in the sense of taking action, and earth is the mother earth, nourishing aspect. Focus, it's a masculine directive quality, while expansion is feminine, inclusive. Attention is masculine, while distraction is feminine. Wrong is masculine and right is feminine, because women are always right. I learned this, and I wanted to share this with you. And it is a joke, And in the same time, there is some esoteric truth in women are always right, because the woman in the couple relationship will reflect the hidden part of your subconscious. So she will manifest for you what you need to perfect in yourself. So even though from the rational mind, she might not make sense, from the subconscious point of view, she makes complete sense. Now, men and emotions. We do have emotions. It's just that nobody taught us how to feel emotions, how to deal with emotions. So there is a tendency in men to hide their emotions, to shut down their emotions. But we do feel fear, we do feel love, and we do feel desire. And these are the three raw, primordial emotions. Everything else, like anger, is a reaction to fear. Sadness is a aspect of love. It's derived from a lack of love, and the shame is derives from a judgment towards a desire. Now, Albert Einstein discovered after many, many years of study that energy is mass times the speed of light squared. Emotion is energy in motion. And also, this is the relative theory of Einstein. So emotions are relative, because if you noticed, when you have an emotion, it has a start and an end. You become angry, then you calm down. You are sad, and then you're not sad anymore. So did you ever wonder why the emotion starts and why the emotion ends? It is because it is energy. It's moving. It's energy in motion, and the mass is the physical body. It arises in your body. If you pay attention to your body when you feel the emotion, you can identify sensations. When you manage to stop your mind evaluating the sensations in your body, you realize that they are just sensation in your body. For example, you get angry, you feel some pressure on your stomach, or you feel sadness, you feel some pressure on your chest. So emotions are just visitors. And in this case, the speed of light is actually smaller than the speed of thought. We have access to the thoughts. We can manipulate our own thoughts. This is my own speculation about the theory of relativity, but I like it because it makes sense that emotions are actually energy in motion. And we can do something about it. When we know that emotions are energy in motion, we can act on. And this is what we are going to do right now. It's a very simple exercise. You can do it anytime you choose during the day, in the comfort of your home or at work. It's very simple. You close the eyes, you look inside your body, move your attention inside your body, and then you breathe as deeply as you can in your belly. You breathe with gentleness, and then breathe out, relax. All is well. We do it again. We breathe in, pushing the belly out. Exhale, relax. All is well. We breathe again, pushing the belly out. Exhale, relax. All is well in my world. All is well in your world. Breathe in. Breathe out. Relax. All is well. And the last time, we breathe in, pushing the belly out. Exhale. All is well. You can do this anytime. Observe how you feel only after 5 abdominal breathings. I feel my nervous system is more relaxed. I'm more in an alpha state. Not yet in a state of meditation, but definitely much more relaxed and more present in my body. I can feel sensations in my body. I am more connected with my body. Gurdjieff and Carl Gustav Jung, they talked about 3 brains. And the first brain is the sex, is the body brain, created 250 million years ago. And then 150 million years ago, we developed the emotional brain. And only in the past 2-3 million years, we developed the intellectual brain. And these 3 brains are important to be aware of as a man, because some of us men, we are mainly connected to the instinctual brain. As Mr. Grungor says, men are simple, S-E-X, simple. I like his joke. It's good to acknowledge the instinctual brain, to acknowledge the desire, the instinct, but also good to be connected with the heart and to do everything we do with the heart, not only the relationship with our lover or everything, to do it also with the heart, to put heart in what we do. And then it will have more meaning, which comes from the mind. So when everything is together, the instinct, the emotions, and the mind, our life is just more complete. Also, an aspect of some men are very, very sensitive, very connected to their heart, but disconnected from their instinct, judging their instinct. If you want the nice guy archetype, would be very loving, very respectful, but not very arousing. When he will be around women, he will be their best friend, instead of being the stag, the macho man, arousing man. He will be more like their best friend. So there's nothing wrong with this. It's just to acknowledge all these three aspects and know when to use them. And a woman needs from a man all the three aspects. She needs the man to be present in all the three brains. She needs that physiologically, anatomically. We don't have time to go into those details, but the brain in its complexity, the way we are wired, demands us to be present. And if we are not, we suffer. So what we will do, I like this picture. So what we will do an exercise to breathe into all the three brains. So first we will breathe down into our perineum, into the testicles, into our balls. If you are a woman and you are doing this exercise, you can breathe down in the perineum area. I cannot guarantee you that you will develop masculine energy, but you will be connected with the sexual, vital life force. So we'll start with breathing down into our perineum 3 times. The second time. Push the breath as low as possible down to the perineum, down to your balls, down to your sexual area. Third time. Now we're gonna breathe 3 times into the heart. We'll expand the chest. Second time. And the third. And now we're gonna breathe clavicularly and up to the head area 3 times. 1, 2, 3. And now we're gonna do 5 times a complete breathing. This is called in yoga the complete yogi breathing. We breathe from the perineum area up to the heart, up to the head area. You can bend forward if you want when you exhale, and then when you inhale, you can come up. I will do it just sitting up. We start, exhale, inhale, into the balls, heart, head. Exhale, inhale, perineum, chest, head. Exhale a third time. Exhale the fourth time. And the fifth time. We feel how our breath is connected to our sexual brain, our emotional brain, affective brain, and with our intellectual brain. And we feel the connection between these three brains. You can open your eyes and come back. It's important to know which of the brains you are ignoring, which of the brains you need to develop, and then choose to pay attention to that part of your life, that part of your body. It might be your heart, might be your head, might be your sexual side, and to become aware of this. Another aspect of the masculinity is that we grew up in stages, and between 0 and 3 years old, we develop certain aspects of our personality. And between 4 and 13, we develop what we call the boy. We had the boy experience. Between 14 and 20, we develop the adolescent part of us. If you want, the rebel. The young adult between 20 and 30, for those of you who reach this age, the mature man between 30 and 50, and the wise man over 50. Now, everything is a choice. So some of us, we are still acting as boys instead of men. We choose to act like an adolescent, even though we are 50 plus years old, because these are aspects of ourselves which are hidden in the subconscious, and only through self-inquiry we can uncover them. And also, not all of us had perfect childhoods, so it can be trauma present for the inner child, or for the boy, or for the adolescent. So we need, in order to be happy fully, we need to understand these aspects of ourselves and become more conscious. These are a few questions to ask yourself for self-inquiry as a man. Are you acting as a king, a sovereign king, or an abdicated king? Is your king in your life abdicated, or is balanced? Is your warrior aggressive, or the energy of warrior is well directed in your life towards fulfilling the goals? Is your lover a balanced lover, or not so balanced? Is your magician creating realities that you want him to create, or he's creating more from the subconscious patterns? Are you a child, a boy, an adolescent, a young adult, a mature man, or a wise man? And in what situations of your life you manifest those? You might manifest these aspects, different aspects, in different situations. Am I afraid? Am I in love, or driven by desire? Am I present in my instinctual brain, in my heart, or in my mind? Am I conscious, Am I aware? Why am I doing this? There is a reason behind any reason. There is a hidden reason behind the apparent reason. And it's hard to admit that there is a hidden reason in everything. But it's very rewarding when you discover your own shadow and you own it and you control it. If you control your shadow, you can make conscious decisions in your life. If you're not aware of your shadow, the shadow will control you. And this is the difference between being unconscious and being conscious. And consciousness is not a title, or awareness is not a title. It's a journey. It's a journey of self-exploration and self-discovery. Before we do the inner warrior meditation, I want to share with you why I choose this meditation for you. And the reason is I need more of this energy in my life. I need to be more directive, more determined, more disciplined. And I think some of you might need that energy too. As Don Miguel Ruiz says in his books, we are domesticated. We are domesticated by society, by school, by religion. And we don't connect too often and enough to our warrior side, to our inner warrior side. So we're gonna listen to some music. For the ones of you who are not familiar with meditation, just listen to the music, keep your spine straight, and breathe inside your body. Feel the sensations that appear in your body while you are listening to the music. So keep your spine straight, close your eyes, and connect with yourself, connect with the music, and let the music move you inside. It's an inner movement. We begin.
Mountains cold, to dungeons deep and caverns old, we must away ere break of day to find our long forgotten gold. The pines were roaring on the height, the winds were moaning in the night, the fire was red, it flaming spread, the trees like torches blazed with light.
We slowly come back. From the state of meditation. Take a deep breath. Come back. Open the eyes. And we continue our presentation today with a few tips for becoming more masculine. It's an article I found on the internet, found it very interesting. 11 tips to become more masculine. And the author says that it has immediate effect. Standing tall. I actually practice this, and it does have immediate effects. When we correct our body posture, the way we feel in our body changes. And even when we stay straight, we stand tall with the chin up, chest open, even the testosterone level rises. The body gets the message that we need more testosterone. Probably the limbic brain, which is the emotional brain, translate that into, fight or approaching a dangerous situation where we need more energy. So there are physiological and psychological meanings to these tips and for becoming more masculine. Take up more space. There is a difference between sitting up straight or staying small. Look people in the eyes. When you talk to people, don't look down or up, or look people in the eyes and have the courage to look people in the eyes. Sometimes it's scary to look into other person straight in the eyes. Of course, you have to balance. You don't have to do this obsessively to scare the other person, but create eye contact when possible. Speak slower. Masculine men tend to control the delivery of their words, to speak to the other person mindfully. Stop being so reactive. Don Miguel Ruiz says, one of his principles, don't take anything personally. It's not about you. Relax your facial muscles. Alpha male is relaxed. It's in a state of calm, relaxation, although it's ready for action, but it's ready to act in a calm manner. Take lead. And first of all, take lead of yourself, of your own life, and then lead others. Stand by yourself. The ability of man to be by himself is equal with the ability for him to love others. If you cannot be with yourself, you will not be able to love others from a clean space. You will always want something from them. You will approach them from the shadow. Speak up. Speak up for yourself. Set boundaries, true boundaries, not comfort zone boundaries, and always push beyond your boundaries. Act when afraid, and dress up like a man. These were the 11 tips. And as a bonus, the author said, don't jerk off. And I was pleasantly surprised to see that conserving the sexual energy is considered by an author. I don't know if he has any tantric or Taoist background, but he said, when you jerk off, you lose stamina, you lose masculine energy. The Taoists and the Tantrics, they knew since thousands of years that sexual continence, conserving the sexual energy, is an important aspect of being masculine and having energy to do other things. So the last thing I want to share with you is regarding the sexual continence and why it is important. We're gonna have other webinars regarding this, but in a nutshell, when you make love with your woman, make love of being connected with yourself, with your sexual part, with your heart, and with your mind. Make love as a complete human being and be mindful of the desire and keep the desire unfulfilled. Keep the desire alive. If you make love selfishly, you will only satisfy your own desire, while the greatest happiness of a true lover is to make his lover happy. Aim to delay ejaculation as much as you can and transmute that energy into heart energy, into other types of energy. You can delay it for 1 hour, 1 day, 1 week, 1 month, 1 year. It's up to you. And also feel everything that arises in your body when you contain that much energy. If I would be to share something as a conclusion, as an insight with you, being a masculine man, it's direct proportional with his ability to contain feminine energy, Shakti energy, sexual energy. Is his ability to polarize that energy in himself and in others. And that's a very powerful secret that Taoists and Tantrics, they knew for thousands of years. Keep your energy inside of you, inside of your body. I want to share something with you regarding sexual continence. It's more and more present, as you saw in the previous article, but also I was reading this book, Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill, which is a book about purpose, about making money, about become a successful entrepreneur and take control of your financial part of your life. And chapter 11 is called the mastery of sex transmutation. I found that intriguing and very interesting. What we can do with the energy that we are investing in pursuing sex. It's a very good read. I highly recommend you. Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. And also, I want to leave you with few recommendations, books that helped me in my journey. One is The King, Warrior, Magician, Lover, The Way of the Superior Man by David Deida, and Heal Your Wounds and Find Your True Self by Lise Bourbeau. And if you have any questions or you want to ask for more books recommendations, for more articles, more sources of inspiration, don't hesitate to write me an email at alex@kamasundari.com, and also visit our website, kamasundari.com. You will find workshops, articles, webinars, and more. Some of them dedicated for women, some of them dedicated for men. Me and my amazing partner, we are creating these workshops for you. Visit our website and find out more. And also, if you live in Dublin, our next workshop, Fundamentals of Tao and Tantra, practical and fun workshop in Dublin Wellness Center on the 31st of November to 1st of December. Find more information on our website, on our Facebook page, and don't hesitate to contact us. Thank you for your participation, and see you next time.